Hey everyone, welcome back to ServiceNow interview questions. Today I'll continue talking about UI policies. Okay, so let's understand when to use UI policies, when to use client scripts. Okay, so use UI policy scripts instead of client scripts for simple UI logic. Okay, so where basic like hiding fields, making fields mandatory, visibility, clearing field values. In such cases, you can go with the UI policies. Okay, avoid heavy logic inside scripts. Even though script is there in inside UI policies, we should not write heavy logic inside the UI policy scripts. And always, when you're writing a script in UI policy, make sure you will have to handle false condition as well. And also, use clear value function when hiding mandatory fields in else condition or even true condition as well. Okay. So the definition, if someone asks in interview, you can say UI policies are preferred for simple client-side field control because they are more performant and easier to maintain compared to client scripts. And also, UI policies are faster than the client scripts, and UI policies will override client scripts, which means client scripts will get execute first, and after that, UI policies will get execute. Okay, and as you know, client scripts UI policies are alternative to onload and on-change client scripts. If you configure both the things on a same logic, so first client scripts will get execute, and after that UI policies will get execute. So which means whatever there in the UI policy that will apply even though if you configure client scripts for same logic. Okay, so the next question is, what is the difference between UI policy and client scripts? So let's understand here UI policies we use to control UI behavior like hiding, making fields mandatory, and also read only and clearing values. Such kind of UI behavior, user interface behavior, we can control using UI policies. Okay. So whereas client scripts use it to execute custom client side logic. So where if you want to write a complex calculations and also implement a complex logic, you'll have to go to client side script. You'll have to implement client side scripts. So UI policies designed to configuration based. Okay, as you know, in ServiceNow we have two types of works. One is you can do the configuration, and another one is a customization. Okay, so UI policies comes under configuration work, whereas client scripts you can write the custom logic or customizations. So less script is required in UI policies, whereas in client-side scripts, you will have to use JavaScript, more JavaScript. Better performance. UI policies are better performance when we compare with the client-side scripts. And UI policies are easy to maintain in upgrades and all, you no need to worry. But when you write a complex logic inside client scripts, so definitely we will have to take care of in upgrades. And also cannot do complex logic. And in UI policies, we cannot write or we cannot write complex logic, whereas in UI policies, we can't write complex logic, whereas in client scripts, we can write it. It will handle very well. Okay. So let's move to last question. When should you use UI policy instead of client scripts? You can use UI policy when fields are want to show or hide, make fields mandatory or read only, based on a simple conditions, no complex calculation required. But if you get another question, when should we use client-side scripts instead of UI policies? Okay, so performing large calculations, validating complex data, calling glider arcs, writing complex conditional logic, manipulating fields and its values dynamically. You can go with the client scripts. Thanks for watching.